Okay, so there is the layout of the table. We went for the, well, we rolled randomly the Scouring mission and the, was it Vanguard, the diagonal deployment?
Again. We've got an objective here which is 4 points. The mysterious objective is nothing of note. We've got one here of 2 points, again nothing of note. The one in the middle is 3. We don't know what that is yet.
Don't know what. And on Sword of Mice, well, this is right on the middle of the dividing line. We don't. This is still mysterious, but it's 3 points. Over here next to the Forge Fiend, it's 2 points, and it's a scatter field, but he can't make use of the extra +1 from the cover. And there's the 1 pointer right in front of Karn, and we don't know what that one is yet. Right, so deployment. We've got a Forge Fiend with 3 ectoplasm guns, cannons. The Chosen, these are actually Havocs, so these 4 guys, they all have las cannons, and that's the commander. We've got 2 squads of Khorne Berserkers. We've got Karn here, he's leading the bigger squad. These 2 guys have plasma pistols, and this guy has lightning claws and melta bombs. This squad is exactly the same. This is the guy with the the melta bombs and lightning claws, and these are the 2 guys with the lightning claws. Everyone else has chain axes. And then over here, I've got obliterators who are going to deep strike him somewhere, and hopefully take down the Necrons.
We got a warrior squad with a Eldritch Lance Cryptek supported by Ghost Ark. In this far corner we've got a Spider with a 5-base Scarab Swarm. Hiding behind the building, but you can't really see. We've got a 7-man squad of Immortals with a Veil Tech, Cryptek. 3 heavy destroyers, 3 wraiths, an Annihilation Barge, and the Catacomb Command Barge with the Overlord, who's all pimped out.
The usual pimped out Overlord.
Yeah,
guy.
I've added the barge and the Ghost Ark. Built them last night. So.
Oh yeah.
So they're still grey, but I will get them.
They're built at least.
They're built. Yeah.
Cool. Chaos turn 1. The Forge Fiend. He moved up. He ran because it's night fighting, so he can't target anything. So he wants to just make sure that there's space against those things, but of course these guys are coming. So anyway, Khorne Berserkers, they've just kind of filed out, and they're making sure to keep spread, because I forget if those things have blast weapons that you've got. So there's Karn there, and he's leading the charge. The Havocs, they fired las cannons on the Wraiths, is that what they are?
Yeah, the Wraiths.
Yeah, and took out 1. So, woo! So next turn, hopefully the obliterators come in and deep strike somewhere safe, and yeah, we'll see what the Necrons do.
Warriors moved up slightly, but just stayed in range of the objective and fired on the everything we got on the Forge Fiend. We just caused 1 glance. Spider and the Scarabs moved up and ran behind the cover. The Destroyers, Wraiths, and the Annihilation Barge all fired into this squad, and we caused 3, 4,
5. I think, yeah. And then 1 over on this side from the arcing thing.
And then, yeah, because of the arc. The Immortal squad, Devo just staying on the board, and took out 2 of the heavy squad at the back.
Who do not like these guys.
No. And the Chariot moved up, but failed its dangerous terrain test. So
okay.
That's it.
Alright, so that's turn 1 done. Now night fighting's over, and
time for Necrons to die.
hopefully. Good turn for me, as from what I was expecting. Starting with movement, let's see, the Forge Fiend, he moved back from here to back here to fire on the Scarabs. I was only able to take down one base because they were quite well positioned. These guys stayed still and fired on the command barge, and he made all his jinx saves. The squad that was here, the purple berserker squad, they moved back here, fired, missed. Overwatch from the flamer was hellacious on them, but they managed to get in there and kill everything, which was really good. These guys deep struck. They originally were here and scattered just, I think, 3 inches. They fired on the command barge and wrecked it. It had already had 1 hull point down, so it exploded and he's down 1 point, so that's good. Karn's squad moved up through here, fired on the annihilation barge. The plasma pistols didn't do anything to it, I think, and Karn by himself was able to destroy it. I think he had all hits, which all glanced up to the 5th hit, which was the explosion, so we didn't roll anymore after that. And 1 guy died from the explosion, so I'm expecting them to get assaulted pretty quick now. But yeah, good turn for me at the moment, and we'll see what happens.
The warrior squad and the arc moved up and fired on the heavy squad. All saves were made. The spider and scarabs moved right around the corner, and scarabs charged into the forge fiend with 2 glancing hits and reduced its armor to 4 at the rear.
It is not going to end well for him.
The particle beamer from the spider took out 2 of the heavy squad, which were lucky on the saves. Destroyers moved up slightly so we could take a couple of shots at the
Karn's berserker
squad, as did the wraiths before they charged in. And combat was drawn, so we got 2 wounds off. It was sort of softened up a little bit before they got there. I got lucky with 3 rending rolls, so 2 wounds on Karn and I took 2. The Lord just moved off the dangerous terrain.
Yeah. Well, these guys moved up, and the obliterators fired on the destroyers, killing 1, but he reanimated, and they stayed in place with their leadership role. Combat was, this thing died, which I know it would, unfortunately, but it looks really cool.
Need a tea light one. Flames.
And then they moved off. The last Havoc fired his last cannon, but he wasn't able to win that thing. And the combat here was drawn. It was 1 wound apiece. So Karn is holding out. Those wraiths are cheap and pretty nasty.
Warriors moved a total of 1 inch further towards that objective, but did manage to take out the last heavy guy on the top there. Scarabs charged into the squad at the back here, took a base in damage, but took 2 guys out as well. Some nice rolls. The spider just moved up. I got a wicked roll out of dangerous terrain for the charge. And
you'd shot 2 of them before.
Shot 2 of them before that.
With the
heavy destroyers. And then the close combat here.
Karn finally finished.
Yeah, we took out the other warrior, but Karn's still alive. I think he might be the only one alive.
It's drawing to the end. Karn, he moved here, fired and assaulted. He killed 1 guy, but he might reanimate, and then Karn took 1 hit and died. The Lord took out the Obliterator before the Obliterator could attack back with his Power Fist. And I believe just 1 guy died off of these, off of this squad, but took 2 wounds off of the base, So, 2 guys left, maybe I can hold that 1 point objective for something.
Destroyers moved onto the objective, Warriors moved up onto the middle objective. The spider moved around the back to get a bit closer to the combat. The Lord made it in, and I lost a wound on one of the scarab bases, and one of the guys died.
Yeah, he's Lightning Claws is holding out.
He is.
Well, yeah. So there's he killed himself with the stupid mind shackle scarabs. So I wasn't able to get too much shooty stuff on the overlords. So I think that was it.
I think once he hit the chariot, I don't think he took another shot.
No, the only wood he took was from the explosion of the chariot. So I was hoping that he was hiding behind around the thing, but the destroyers were keeping the obliterators busy. So yeah, I think it started off well for me, but like you said, your stuff was a lot lower in points. You know.
Yeah, the vehicles are quite cheap. I think the Annihilator at 90 and the Command Barge at 80, although they're quite potent, they're not too expensive.
Yeah.
But you would have got a point from the killing all the wraiths.
Yeah.
Because that's with this skill.
What was the Annihilation? But that was heavy, wasn't it?
Heavy. Yeah.
So I only got one, but you got Linebreaker there and 2 objectives. So
yeah.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. This is the first time that I've gone against Necrons one-on-one, so it's been. I don't know. It was. Once I put my models out on the table, I realized it was quite low model count, which I did before against Space Wolves, I think. So it was really low model count.
Surprised because I think last time I played you, I had the low model count, and it seems to have swapped over. But then I extended the squads to fill out points.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have enough points without filling them out a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't know. It seems like when we get to this stage of the battle reports, there's never really anything that you sort of did wrong. I don't know if that's just better gamesmanship or
I'm
really
learning. I think I think there's no point whatsoever taking these as normal destroyers. It's always worth going with a heavy option.
Right.
I think that, especially with the marine armour.
Yeah, there's a lot of marine
you
stuff.
You do get through the armour quite well. Again, I'm actually. The Lord does most of his stuff once he's off the chariot, but it does get him. It does get him to the other side of the board quite quickly. Yeah,
I think. Well, I was happy to knock it out quick, relatively.
Yeah, because the sweep attack, once they do get in close, if it does survive, is quite deadly.
Yeah.
So, but it's...
All right. Well, epic handshake?
Epic handshake.
All right, cool. All right, well, yeah, it was a good game. Still another learning experience, but yeah, I was trying something. I'm not sure what, but I was trying something. That'll be a quarter of the game. All right, so that's Hammer Time. Boom!